Ear pops, heart racing, heat, sensation of pressure, they're pretty physical. You know where to look, it's easier to perceive, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. This is from other professionals, other practitioners, but also from my students who are experiencing it, so we're repeating this. Hey guys, and welcome to another mind-boggling video. This one is about the signs of Spirit's presence, okay? This is a topic of hot debate because many people are expecting the spirits to appear to them in flesh and bone like us human beings. Well, if you stick around till the end, you will know that that is not the entire truth and why. So it is my pleasure to reveal that to you. Let's be honest, guys. I mean, that is one of the main concerns of any good magician, right? You're doing a ritual, you're following the steps, and then you're just going from one thing to the other, and then, oh, you finished. Well, have they come? Did they hear me? Did they accept my petition? Whereas for someone who is trained in this stuff, they have to know that they have contacted the right entity. They have to know that at least someone showed up. The signs are there, but you have to be trained into recognizing them. Usually people, they will refer to paranormal activity, light, kind of flickering, or things moving around the house, or some weird noises, unexplainable noises. I've seen people talk about that stuff over and over again, whereas in real life that's not really a good thing. I'll be honest with you. When you open a Western Grimoire, for example, the one that comes to mind is the Key of Solomon, right? The Western Grimoire per excellence. You have descriptions of spirits coming to you, the winds being stirred, cacophonous noises, sounds of marching and armies and drums and so on and so forth, and then at some point the spirits will appear to you in a very frightening form, and you will command them to change to a more peaceable form. Unfortunately, what I have seen is that many people who attempt these operations never actually get so much as a whiff of spirit presence, and they quickly become disillusioned that it's not really how it goes. I've also seen people who are more experienced that they say that this is not important and its results don't depend on that. And if you know me, you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm all about results, and there's nothing else that matters in magic as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I do this stuff professionally, right? So my clients sometimes are like, well, Red, I haven't felt anything, or other clients are like, oh, I had dreams, I had this, I had that. That doesn't make a difference to me. Okay, what makes a difference to me is if we have achieved the outcome that you have hired me for or not. Sometimes I've seen other people who get a ton of paranormal activity, they get all the signs of spirit's presence, but they don't achieve the outcome. These two don't go hand in hand. You have to make this distinction in your mind, guys. This is very, very important. Presence, signs, so on and so forth, it doesn't necessarily mean success. Now that's something that we have to keep in mind here, okay? Spirits are energetic beings. They have been and they still are. Now, when these books and manuscripts and when these procedures have been developed, there was no Wi-Fi, okay? There was no cell phone towers, no radioactive power plants, no electricity in the air. It was a different time, guys. So those people, even if they do a retreat, I don't care how far you go, there's cell phone reception there. Now, I'll be honest with you, that interferes with spirits who are made of energy. You might not see the cell phone signal coming and going, but it is there. So that's for starters. Not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that it's a different game now. I'm saying all this to save you a lot of disappointment and discontentment. It's not because you're not able to do it. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because times have changed. I'm going to give you all the signs that I know. There might be other ones. I mean, after all, I don't know everything. But before I do that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. First sign is a feeling of heat on the tip of your ears. Okay, right here. There you're going to feel a little bit of heat there. You can also feel heat all over your forehead here. Okay, that is a sure sign of spirit presence. Because after all, these spirits, either beings of light or beings of fire, they are made of energy, and energy produces heat. The second sign is pressure on the head or on the skull. It's like someone has just put a weight and is pushing down on your skull. It could also translate into the shoulders. Now, this is something that is very common, and the more powerful the entity which is present, the more intense the sensations will be. That pressure could translate into pressure all around your skull and even into a migraine, very, very acute. For example, there's a video on my channel of Idris, I will link it up here for you, who has chosen to repeat the conjuration for 100 times, but as soon as he was getting to a very high level of repetitions, he started feeling this very, very acute pressure. He describes it, so you can check that one out. And another example is, let's say when I'm working with Afarits personally, I would feel this unbearable pain in my head. I would feel the blood circulate inside my skull. Sometimes, you know, you could even think that a vein would literally pop inside your head. That's just to give you an example of what you're looking for here on a sensory level. Now, another one is heaviness between the shoulders and neck. As I've told you before, you would just feel like as if someone has placed a huge weight upon your shoulders, and that's totally normal. This is something that my clients get in, I would say, more often contract work, because those are heavier and usually there are different and many spirits involved, multiple kings involved, and in that case, when you have multiple spirits, you just have an immense amount of energy that descends upon your spirit. And the other one is tightness in the chest, because the air is so full and the ion charge of the air changes, because when the spirits arrive, it changes the atmosphere, so it becomes a little bit harder to breathe, which incidentally is a symptom of spiritual afflictions. This means that you have entities around you all the time. Another one is the heart racing. That happens because the energetic charge of the air around you has changed. And also because although you don't see the spirits, you don't perceive them, your spiritual sight still sees them. It's because the spirit comes and it's like you're meeting someone, you're nervous, not you, your spirit. And your heart is the one that is linked to your spirit and your soul. So that's why you might have irregular heartbeats. And another one, which is one of the surest signs, is the ear pop. Okay, the ear pop happens when the pressure in the atmosphere changes, right? Either you're going up a tall building or going down. This is something that Faith, for example, has described in her interview with me. I could link that for you up as well. But she describes having an ear pop, and her ear pops all the time when she was suffering from a spiritual attachment. Now again, not to be concerned, because these are signs of spirit presence. Okay, so if you don't practice magic or you're not summoning spirits all the time, you're getting a lot of ear pops, it's because the pressure around you is changing. Things coming in, things going out. And the spirits come and go in and outside of your body through your cavities. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind. So these are the signs that are sure to describe spirit presence. Are there other ones? Probably. But as you see here, I didn't describe any kind of, winds stirring. You might get that. Yusuf, for example, sensations of winds, like a breeze is blowing on you. Sometimes when I'm reciting conjurations during the spiritual diagnosis, people will feel a sense of lightness and that they're floating in the air. That's when it's angels. But I'm not referring to the lights flickering. I'm not referring to noises in the wall. I'm not referring to all that external stuff. I'm referring to you as a human being, because you are a spirit as well. So you are most well equipped to learn and to know and to perceive when the spirits are there. That's what you should focus on, instead of focusing on all the external signs of drums and spirits showing up. And because I was like this, as a beginner as well. I was looking for signs in the candle flame and looking for signs in the incense smoke and looking for signs of, things moving around me. And I mean, yeah, sometimes they were, but those could all be dismissed to something which is maybe, maybe not. And we want sure things. Instead of putting your attention outwards, I would suggest that you turn your attention inwards. ear pops, heart racing, heat, sensation of pressure. They're pretty physical. And this is not something that, you know, I'm just learning from books or whatever. This is from other professionals, other practitioners, but also from my students who are experiencing it. So we're repeating this, and I can certify that this has been happening. But not only the students, the clients as well, that when I send them that contract, when I send them that pack, they're able to perceive this. I know where to look, it's easier to perceive. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because this doesn't fail. And if you're looking for a place to connect with me or discuss Arabic magic with like-minded people, check out the links in the description.